hate to tell you this, but your gratitude practice might be backfiring. If you've tried a gratitude practice or you're currently trying one and it just didn't seem to help, it almost made you feel worse. I want you to watch this video because there's something you're doing, a little mistake you're making that is causing it to not work, right? And I've got the method that you can use that will increase the effectiveness and change your mindset for good. So be sure to keep watching. So right now, you might be in this place where you say your gratitudes, right? God, thank you for my health. And then your mind goes, wait just a minute. Remember that back thing? It's been acting up again, right? And then you say, God, universe, whatever you call it, it doesn't matter. Thank you for my wealth. And then you're like, ooh, that unexpected bill that we got last week. Oh, now I'm not going to be able to save as much for the vacation that we hoped for. Oh, I don't know if it's going to work out or not, right? God, thank you for my partner. Ooh, remember that shitty thing he said 2 days ago? He still hasn't apologized for that, right? So when we do our gratitudes in this broad, vague way, it gives our mind room to insert these little pieces of doubt and like contradiction. That's not true. That's not. Why should we be grateful for that? It's not even a thing. Right? But if you try my method, essentially what will happen is you'll practice finding gratitude for specific things. And the more that you find gratitude for specific things, the more you will see, right? It trains our brain to see more things. And it's almost like the negative things just fall away. It's not that they're not there. It's just that we don't focus on them as much because we're too busy being honed in on the positive things that we have to be grateful for. So I've been doing this practice for a couple of years and I knew it had dramatically changed my mindset. I was very grateful, but I had no idea how much it had changed my mindset until my accident. So if you've been watching my channel very long, you know that spring 2026 in a absolute freak accident, walking down the sidewalk, fell and shattered both my arms, right? I had to have surgery, weeks in casts, physical therapy. I'm still recovering. And it was such an awful thing that happened, right? The pain was excruciating. The how it happened, right? I wasn't even doing anything risky. And then finally, like the loss of independence. I couldn't feed myself. I couldn't clean myself in the bathroom. I couldn't work. I couldn't drive. Driving is like one of my biggest things. I drive every day, right? But in the middle of all of that awfulness, negativity, bad situation, I found that all that really only took up about 25%, maybe 20 to 25% of my mindset, of my thoughts, of my feelings, right? In that moment, whenever I was feeling so awful, my mind consistently went to how grateful I was for my medical team, right? How grateful I was for the health share plan I had signed up for that was paying for my bills. How grateful I was for my boyfriend, my friends, and my kids who took care of me, right? My assistant back at the office who was holding down the fort there. I was so grateful. And it occurred to me, I had been training for this awful moment to happen, right? And I didn't even realize it. So if this practice can help keep me grateful and positive in this awful freak accident, right? I know it can work for you too. So be sure to give it a try. So that's the big idea of this video. Gratitude is a foundation of any spiritual practice, but making sure that you're acknowledging specific things that you're grateful for, right? Thanking God for specific things instead of big, broad topics will make all the difference in your gratitude practice. It'll be much more effective and it'll train your brain to seeing all the beautiful things that life has to offer you, right? So here's what I do, either in the morning or in the evening. I do it in the morning. If you want to do it in the evening, that's fine too. think about the last 24 hours, right? Morning, afternoon, and evening. What do I have to be grateful for? So maybe in the morning, I was grateful for my work. I was grateful that I had a job. I was grateful for the money that I made, right? In the afternoon, it's usually more work. I'm grateful for the time that I was there, that I got things accomplished. In the evening, it's usually things like I'm grateful for safe driving because I go to Amarillo a lot to spend time with friends and my boyfriend. And so it's about 2 hours round trip. So every time that I go and come back, I thank God for safe driving, right? I'm thankful for the time that I spend with my friends. I'm grateful for the time I spend with my boyfriend. Thankful for the time I spend with my kids, right? So be sure to do this. I like to write it down. There's lots of studies that say that the more you write things down, that they stick in your brain better, right? So give it a try. At the beginning of this video, you may have been confused why your gratitude practice wasn't working, but now you know that whenever you have gratitude for big, vague topics, that often what happens is your mind finds little loopholes or little exceptions to the thing that you're being grateful for. My name's Amanda Harris, and I practice a spiritual finance routine. I practice and teach a spiritual finance routine, and this is just part of it, right? And basically, whenever we follow these spiritual practices, God blesses us, right? And opens up the doors for us that may have been closed before. And it also changes our mind and our heart, and we think, feel, and act in ways that create better and new opportunities that we may have not had before, right? So if you like my content, be sure to subscribe, and thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.